So I'm about to wash up this Commodore, and it's really dirty. And you can't just take a mitt and wash this car, because all that dirt and all that dust that's stuck on the paint, as soon as you touch it, it'll start scratching the paint. So there are a few steps that you need to take before you can actually wash the car traditionally. Step 1, snow foam. This sprayed on snow foam will actually soften up the dirt, meaning the dirt will wash away easier after the first rinse. And that's one step in safely removing all this dirt without scratching the paint. Once you've covered the entire car from top to bottom and making sure you get the rims and everything like that, you want to let this dwell on the paint for about 10 minutes depending on the sunshine and how hot it is. This stuff smells so good. It's like cherry Fanta. Okay, it's time to rinse the car off now. General consensus will tell you it's best to start from the top and work your way down. But when it comes to snow foam, you're actually better off starting from the bottom, because that way you can see what parts you've hit and you can make sure you've covered the entire car. Rinse it off with high pressure. So here we go. Notice how I'm not very close to the car. You don't want to apply too much pressure, because if there's any chips or damages in the paint itself, high pressure could actually lift the paint up, so you want to be careful. There you go. So that's much cleaner now, and if I do take my sponge to clean off the remaining dirt, it won't really scratch the paint as much, but there's more steps involved. Okay, so this side of the car has been rinsed off. You can actually find that if the car isn't too heavily soiled, or if you're running a good wax on your car, sometimes this is the only method you need to really wash the car. So really, sometimes you don't need to actually wash the car with a mitt, which is really good because that eliminates the risk of swirls altogether. In this instance, we do need to go ahead and use the 2-bucket method wash system. So here it is. First bucket here is to wash, so you have your soapy water in this bucket. And then after you do a few passes with a wash mitt, you rinse out the wash mitt in this bucket here, just to get rid of any dirt that's on the mitt, because you don't want that rubbing back onto the paint. I have made a video covering this, so go ahead and find it if you want more information. But here we go. So in this case you do start from the top, because now you're washing with a mitt. And to be honest, the whole thing about washing in straight lines, it's all a bit of a... It's not very true, to put it kindly. Really, you can just wash any way you like. You can do swirls if you like. It doesn't matter. If it's going to scratch doing straight lines, it's going to scratch doing swirls. If it's going to scratch doing swirls, it's going to scratch doing straight lines. So that's not really what it comes down to be honest. So I just like doing straight lines anyway, because I can see where I've been. It kind of leaves distinct patterns on the paint, so I know where I've been. But the trick is, most people, they think that it's safe to rinse as you go. I actually prefer to rinse at the very end of doing the whole car, because watermarks actually come from fresh water that has minerals in it. This soap water, because it's a pH neutral and it's an emulsifier, what it does is it suspends the water and it traps all the minerals and all that in the solution, so it won't actually dry up onto your paint, it'll stay in the solution. So once you do rinse it off, that's when you want to dry it as soon as possible. Anyway, so I've done the section here, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's, it's kind of dirty, so you want to go ahead and rinse it in your rinse bucket. It's easier doing this with 2 hands, because I usually rub it, but anyway, say I've rinsed that off, kind of get rid of the excess water, and now you want to take in some more soapy water. And these hold a lot of water, so you can do large areas at a time. I tend to do about half a panel with each swipe, I guess. And there we go. I'll finish this up and then we'll come in closer for a good look at the paint. Another quick point, if you come across any, I don't know, bird poo or bugs that are kind of stuck in the paint and you think you need to scrub at it, just don't scrub. Scrubbing is what will cause scratches on your paint. The safest option is to clean the paint as you would normally with no pressure, and then if there's anything that's left on the paint, you want to use a detailer's clay bar. A detailer's clay bar is a really soft, rubbery kind of clay material that picks up any paint and pulls it away from the dirt, from the paint, sorry. And yeah, you just don't want to be scrubbing, because that's what will cause swirls. Now when it comes to drying, you want to use a nice big high quality microfiber drying towel. These come in many different sizes and types and shapes and everything, but you just want to make sure that it's soft and it can, it can be safely used on dry paint. Okay, so we're just about to finish off drying the car. Now this car, we're not doing anything else. We just washed this car. We're not going to be detailing it or polishing or anything like that. So yes, there are swirls, but they're actually quite well for a car of this age. I guess they don't really wash their car too much, but yeah, here's a quick walk around. So the importance of drying is just to prevent water spots from forming on the paint. Now when they do form, they actually are permanent etching into the clear coat, so you need to polish them out. But yeah, this is looking quite nice now. Is it ready for paint correction if we were going to do it? No, you still need to do clay barring and a deionizing wash, I guess, to get rid of any iron fallout. But it's nice and ready for wax if you were going to do that, which we won't be in this instance. But yeah, it's a nice looking car.